Tony, let's go to college basketball, and this is something else that has a local flavor for us. Five-star recruit Makur Maker announced this morning he's committed to Howard University, an historically black university here in D.C. Not just an historically black university, a flagship black university historically. The 16th ranked high school player in the country has encouraged younger star Mikey Williams to follow suit, tweeting, quote, "I need to make the HBCU movement real so others will follow," close quote. Tony, are you thinking others are going to follow?
Look, I think this is a nice story. I'm happy this is happening. We've both been to Howard a number of times. You covered a lot of their games, football and basketball. I'm happy it's happening. I don't think that Duke and Kentucky are shaking at the moment. Kids who are this good go to college because they have to go to college for 1 year. And what they want to do is go to the NBA, and often they are good enough to go to the NBA. The happiest guy in America right now is Kenny Blakeney. He's coach at Howard. He's got himself a big-time player. And, Mike, you know what that means for small schools. What it means is you don't have to play your first 10 games on the road to make enough money to run your program. You can have some home games because you got a great player. You can have some TV games because people are interested and they want to see this. In the long term, I don't think it's going to become a trend because I think great players want to get to the NBA as quickly as possible. What do you think?
I'm going to talk a little bit about Howard University for a second because it's more than just covering games there. Anybody who's black in America, who has anybody who's been involved with higher education, Howard University is like an alma mater to all of us. I didn't go to Howard University, but my aunt was the dean of the nursing school for a couple of decades. I got family and friends who've been at Howard. When I go to Howard University, they're decades, they're generations of things that folks feel. And so, Mr. Maker, this is a historic thing. And first of all, kids could have kept going to black colleges and universities all the time, and then Duke and Kentucky would be a little different. Oh, wait, like they were in the 1960s before they allowed people who look like Mr. Maker and me, for that matter, to go there. So for people like A.B. Williamson, who coached Howard basketball, right, who got to the tournament, the NCAA tournament, people like Glenn Harris, a dear friend of yours and mine, who's done radio and TV in this city for decades and played baseball and may have played baseball and football. I got to go back and call Glenn. I'm just glad. I'm glad for everything that Howard University is and stands for and will continue to be. And athletes kind of turned away from schools like Howard and Fisk and South Carolina State and Florida A&M for decades. And if they're turning back now, do I think this is going to happen like on a daily basis? No, I don't. No. But let me applaud this. There's a survey out there, Tony. I had a friend call me last night and said, hey, Howard is being picked to go to the Final Four by somebody who's got an early forecast out there. That's a sentence we've never heard.
Okay,
A.B. Williamson, God bless him. You know, and Kenny Blakeney, who I know, who I covered at Duke. Let's remind people where Kenny Blakeney went to school, okay? Good for Kenny Blakeney. I mean, who knew? Yeah. It's more than a nice story. It's a nice story, you're right. It's a big story.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.